Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Tonight's Friday Night Smackdown was a special show in a number of different ways. One, because it was live. Well, not live, but if you watched it this morning, it was live. It was from Berlin, Germany. It was filmed earlier in the day, technically, and aired twice in different places. It's a whole thing. But it was also the go-home show for tomorrow's Bash in Berlin pay-per-view, premium live event, whatever you want to call it, that I think could be a really good show on a number of standpoints. Like that women's tag title match, I think it'll be okay. But every other match on this show, the other 4 matches I want to say it is, let me double check this card. I think it's 4 matches. I hate when it does that. I have web browser up for my notes, for my Google Notes, and I have that set. So I use, a little inside the weeds while I look this up. I use a Elgato prompter. And my camera sits behind it, of course, so I'm looking straight at the prompter, and it's doing the thing. But if there's something bright in front of it, as you just saw, it turns the camera a shade of blue. Sometimes I have to remember not to look stuff up there because not everything's going to come the color. Yeah, anyways. 5 matches. I think Cody, Rhodes, and Kevin Owens is going to be great. Tag title match is going to be okay. Mixed tag, I think, is going to be really good. That strap match has the opportunity to be phenomenal. And then Gunther and Randy Orton, I think, is going to be super good. So a lot of good things coming our way. And then we have No Mercy coming up on Sunday as well. So it's all going to be very, very interesting. Also, I do want to note that I want to send my well wishes to Alicia Edwards, who got knocked out tonight. Knocked out. So she was in a 6-woman tag team match, a 6-woman knockouts match, as they call it in TNA. And tonight was the Emergence show. And there was a spot where Jordynne Grace threw her opponents over the top rope to the floor onto the opponents below, and took the dive, took the bump. We've seen Alicia dive to the floor before. But this time she didn't get up. And so no one really knew what was going on in the moment, as you could see in the video. There's no video of the actual moment. I mean, if you go back and watch on the pay-per-view feed, yeah, but there's no video like posted on Twitter or anything. But you see she's just laying there, face down. And the other 2 girls, I can't remember exactly who they all are, because I don't watch TNA enough to know, but they go to pick her up. Jordynne Grace jumps out of the ring and grabs Alicia, like rough, because she doesn't know she's hurt, and then realizes something's wrong. They call for the referee, doctor, come down, and eventually Tommy Dreamer's got to carry her to the back. So very, very scary moment on the TNA Emergence show. We don't have any other details on Alicia Edwards being knocked out, but we do want to send her our well wishes, and hopefully that she's doing okay. I think, and let me double check here, I think Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful may have had an update. I can check. I thought I saw him tweet something. He tweeted... Where is it? Get well soon, Alicia Edwards, after a rough spot. I'm told she seemed to be handling things okay backstage. So, there we go. So that's good to hear. That is good to hear. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we go live, post new videos, and post things to the community tab. If you want to support the channel in another way, you can do so by becoming a channel member, hitting that join button. Hit that join button to become a channel member, even if it's just at the $1 tier. you could do so, and it would greatly, greatly appreciate us, whether that is here on YouTube or patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And also remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You could do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're trying to get that new Lego Fortnite Wolverine skin that they dropped recently. Maybe you're getting Star Wars Outlaws on PC. Maybe you're getting that Black Myth Wukong. Use our code right here, PWU NLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. But as far as SmackDown does go, show itself does open up with the megastar. L.A. Knight. Yeah. L.A. Knight makes his way out to the ring and talks about being in Berlin. Well, also, this was after Michael Cole welcomed us to the show with his partner for the night, Wade Barrett. And then they showed Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton all entering the building. So LA Knight comes out. And he stood in the ring, grabbed a microphone, did the LA Knight thing, and says, "Let me talk to you." Spoke about how it's been 27 years since WWE taped television in Berlin. The crowd broke into an LA Knight chant. Knight talked about how he had his first successful U.S. title defense in D.C. last week. Crowd chants, "You deserve it." Knight said if he was going to defend his title in the capital of the U.S., he wanted to defend it in the capital of Germany as well. Knight then called out anybody in the back to accept his open challenge. And out would come Monday Night Raw's and Germany's own Ludwig Kaiser. Great pop from the crowd for the local boy. Kaiser then walked down to the ring. Kaiser said, "Berlin," and then spoke in German. I don't know what he said, but he got a pop from it. Kaiser said if Knight is the champion that he says he is, then he should want to defend the title against the very best in the world all over the world. Kaiser said that himself and the entirety of Berlin can promise that Knight is not going to beat him tonight. He is not the better competitor. As Kaiser then steps into the ring, he said, "Also, when I beat you, we'll take that title back across the pond and change it from the United States title to the European title." And I already heard it all. I heard all the people on Twitter, "Oh, they're copying TNA or AEW. They're copying AEW with the International American title." No, that's not what it is, because no one expected old Ludwig to even win. Yeah, he said it. It wasn't going to ever happen, and nobody really believed it. People just wanted a way to say, "Look, they're copying AEW." Anyways, chance broke out for Kaiser. Knight said that he was impressed by Gunther's stooge. Knight said that he won't let Kaiser win the title, and the crowd didn't really know how to respond to that one because they like both guys. But then eventually they started chanting for Knight and did his catchphrase, "L.A. Knight, yeah." Showing to a break as they called for a referee. The match itself did go 12 minutes. It was LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Ludwig Kaiser. But this was a very, very good match. Crowd highly into Ludwig Kaiser early on. Chants echoed through the arena. They were loud. Things kind of had a slow start, and the two kind of felt each other out, as they say. Knight eventually took Kaiser down, and Kaiser popped up so the two can go face to face. Kaiser then worked on a headlock until Knight worked out of it and regained control. But Kaiser cut Knight off and stomped on Knight. Things then spilled to the outside, and Knight slammed Kaiser onto the ring post. Kaiser came back and ran Knight back into the ring steps. Kaiser then did his run around the ring drop kick to Knight into the steps. The show went to yet another break. Back from the break, Kaiser was beating down Knight inside the ring. The two men traded blows as they stood up. Kaiser then got the best of the exchange with a chop and a boot to Knight. Knight did fire up, though, and things kind of went back to the outside for a moment where Knight slammed Kaiser's head onto the commentary table. Back into the ring, Knight landed a neck breaker and ran an elbow from the second rope for a 2. Knight then stomped on Kaiser and hit a running knee on Kaiser. Knight then ran the ropes and ran into an enziguri from Kaiser for a close near fall. The two then went back and forth, trading shots here and there until Knight slammed Kaiser. Knight then went for the BFT, but Kaiser rolled Knight up and got a 2 off of it. Kaiser then hit a clothesline and a knee to the head. And before long, a Kaiser roll for another near fall. Kaiser set up for his finish, but Knight countered, got the BFT and pinned him 1, 2, 3. The BFT into the 1, 2, 3, and there that needs to be a t-shirt. BFT to 1, 2, 3. I might make it. That needs to be a t-shirt. It rhymes so perfectly. BFT to the 1, 2, 3. I gotta workshop it, but BFT to 1, 2, 3, or BFT to the 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Probably BFT to 1, 2, 3. Something like that. BFT 1, 2, 3. We'll workshop it. We then got a Randy Orton Gunther hype video. Then we had Berto and Angel of Legado del Fantasma taking on Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin in a 9 to 9 minute 10-second match. So apparently they've given Berto and Angel new names. Los Garza. Instead of Los Guerrero, it's now Los Garza. They were Wolverine-inspired scratch marks on their chest, which they used to wear. They hadn't worn in a little while, and they got them back again. Crews started the match off and got the baby faces working as he worked over Apollo Crews until Corbin tagged in, much to the delight of the crowd. Shocked me when Corbin tags in and they popped. Like, what? Popping for Corbin? Corbin had control over Angel until Berto got involved and the heels went on the offense. Berto was the legal man and Corbin threw him over the top. Crews tagged in, and Corbin hip-tossed Crews over the top onto Los Garza to the outside. The show then went to a commercial break. When the show returned, the action was back in the ring. But in the interim, Los Garza took over. They worked over Crews. Angel hit a splash on Crews. The advantage didn't last long, though, because Crews moved, and Angel ran right into the post. Corbin then received the hot tag and took care of both Berto and Angel. Crews then tagged in and went to the top, only to hit a crossbody on Angel. Crews then followed this up with a German suplex on Angel. Berto stopped the momentum with a springboard kick. Things kind of broke down between all 4 men, and all of them went down in the ring. Corbin then chokeslammed Angel onto the commentary table, but Elektra Lopez distracted the referee, and Santos ran Corbin into the steps. Crews then went to the top, but Berto cut Crews off, and Los Garza hit a MYT to get the pinfall victory. Crews gets pinned, and there we go. Legado del Fantasma. Los Garza picks up the win. We then got a Bloodline video. Solo said next week, the Street Profits and DIY will take on the Bloodline. Sikoa then went through his own accomplishments in WWE. Sikoa said that those 4 other wrestlers will acknowledge him. Sikoa turns his attention to Owens and Rhodes and said whomever is champion after Bash in Berlin, Sikoa will come after. And I go, why? You know, Title Shot SummerSlam couldn't get done, buddy boy. Granted, Roman came out, yes, but still couldn't get done. Nick Aldis was in the ring, hyped up the European tour we had this week. They played a video hyping that up as well. He hyped up Bash in Berlin tomorrow. He then introduced the challengers for the WWE Undisputed WWE Championship match, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. This was really, really good. Aldis said, well, the floor is yours, and he left them be. A whole bunch of chants began in the crowd. Owens started with, Cody, what do you want to talk about? Cody responded in German, and Owens had no idea what he said, and neither did I. Cody, he got everyone riled up about their match tomorrow night. Owens said that there was something he did want to talk about. What's going on with your knee? I heard you may have injured it on this current European tour. Cody's like, yeah, my knee's good. And he's like, what about last week? People thought you were going to hit me with that belt? Cody was like, the way you held it, yes, you handed it to me, but didn't look all that right. Cody said, with your track record, what do I need to worry about? Owens dismissed the question. Owens reiterated, everyone I've turned on, except Kofi. Kofi didn't deserved it. Owens then talked about the relationship that he had with Cody's dad. And he's like, you know the relationship I had with your father, Dusty Rhodes. You think I would do anything to you? I would turn on you? No. Cody said, Maybe Owens is angry. Cody referenced his indie run and said when it comes to the renaissance in pro wrestling, Kevin Owens doesn't get the credit he deserves. But Cody gets too much. He said that I went into places that you had already established. And they say that I actually made them a thing when you actually did before me. The crowd cheered. Owens responded and said he didn't need to hit Cody with a cheap shot because he knows Cody got hurt on the European tour. Owens said that he got a lot of text messages from people saying Cody's in the back limping all week. Cody said that Owens is sabotaging his title shot. Owens said if Cody's knee is fine, why didn't you take a knee during your entrance like you usually do? Owens said yesterday marked 8 years since he won the Universal Championship. Owens said people told him he didn't deserve that title, and that tainted his run as champion. Owens said that makes him mad. Owens kept rambling until Cody finally cut him off and said Owens was speaking out of anger. Cody said that Owens was angry because he had to share the spotlight the night after WrestleMania 38 because Owens' match with Stone Cold was overshadowed by Cody's return to the company. Cody said that he loved Owens and asked Owens if even after this match, we would still be friends. Owens then looks at Cody, keeps an angry look on his face and throws the mic down. He whispers something in Cody's ear as he walks past him. Owens' music hits and Owens leaves the ring. Michael Cole then made a vague reference to Chris Jericho as Owens did walk off. This was great because we don't know what mindset Kevin Owens is going to be in come tomorrow in Berlin. And I loved the line from Cody where he's just like, hey, no matter what happens tomorrow, we're still going to be friends, right? Because he knows Kevin will call someone their friend. They have a spat. They ain't friends no more. Except for Kofi Kingston. He's truly sorry to Kofi. So I'm intrigued to see what version of Kevin Owens we're getting. Is it truly going to be babyface versus babyface? Could we see the Kevin Owens heel turn? Kevin Owens is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So I love any version of Kevin Owens. But I'm going to be, specific here. Heel Kevin Owens is my favorite Kevin Owens. Heel Kevin Owens that feels like he's got a chip on his shoulder, an axe to grind with somebody, and something to prove is my favorite. When it's a, you don't want to believe in me? Well, screw you all kind of Kevin Owens. That's my favorite Kevin Owens. The anger rage Kevin Owens. Apollo Crews and Corbin were walking backstage and they ran into Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Corbin got in Theory's face and Crews had to calm Corbin down. Theory was annoyed with Waller because Waller instigated the confrontation. Theory said that he thinks he and Waller are falling apart. Waller said, there's just banter. And Theory is Waller's, best mate. Waller asked Theory if they were good, and the two shook hands. Further, these two are going to split eventually. And then Austin Theory's going to go off and have this great babyface run. I can tell you right now. We got another video for Giovanni Vinci. Apparently he returns next week. Then we had in a 13-minute match, 13 and a half almost, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Now, even though they haven't told us they're doing a best of 7, this is going to end up probably being a best of 7. Because they've now done 4 matches and they're 2-2. Andrade won the first 2. Carmelo has won the second 2. And maybe they do a best of 5 and whoever wins the next one just wins it outright. But yeah, also shout out to Andrade, who today on WWE Speed on X did retain the Speed Championship against Pete Dunne. I love Speed. Can't wait for this Speed Women's Champion tournament to start as well. I think Speed is a great concept. Super fun, super quick, super easy to watch. Just a match in 3 minutes and boom, there you go. Show's over. So Hayes ran into the ring and the two brawled as soon as the bell rang. Andrade quickly landed a corkscrew plancha on Hayes, who was on the outside of the ring. Back inside the ring, Hayes came back with the springboard clothesline. Hayes then went to the top, but Andrade cut Hayes off. Andrade then hit a double stomp on Carmelo, who was draped on the turnbuckle. The show then went to a commercial break. After that, it was about a minute into the match. Back from the break, Hayes had the advantage over Andrade in the ring. Andrade then fought back with a dragon screw leg whip and a leaping elbow to regain control. Andrade then went to the top, and he went for a moonsault, missed moonsault, standing moonsault combination kind of deal. Andrade then got a 2 off of it. Andrade fired up the crowd and ran into a first 48 from Hayes. Melo followed this up with a Meteora. That was good enough for a 2, but not 3. Hayes then chopped Andrade repeatedly. Hayes went for a suplex, but Andrade countered into a 3 Amigos attempt, which was thwarted by Hayes. From there, Andrade landed wild one-handed slam, and a 2 was ensued afterwards. Turnbuckle pad was exposed here. Andrade then went to the corner without the buck. He realized it was exposed and stopped himself. From there, Andrade turned into a super kick from Hayes, which got Hayes a 2. With both men on the second rope, Andrade landed a springboard Spanish fly for a nice near fall. The show then went to its second break in the middle of this match. As they come back from the break, the two were battling on the top, and Andrade did a flip power slam from the top for a good near fall. The two then traded strikes on their knees, and they eventually got to their feet. Andrade then hit a back elbow for another good near fall. Andrade perched Melo on the top in the corner where the buckle was missing, where the buckle pad. Andrade then set it for something, but Melo slipped, and Andrade fell right on the exposed buckle. Melo then went right to the top and hit the nothing but net and picked up the victory to make the series now 2 for 2. Now here's the thing. The 2 matches that Andrade have won, straight up clean, no bull. But Melo's had a little bit of, oh, that helped you. Oh, that wasn't super clean. So they're really playing this up like, yeah, Melo got him twice. But is Andrade still the better man, though? Is Andrade still the better wrestler? Andrade didn't need no exposed buckle. Andrade didn't need anything to get the win. He got the win on his skill over Melo. So see how it all plays out. But I'm very intrigued to see where this goes because it's now 2 and 2. They got a video chronicling the women's tag team title match for tomorrow. I really like this video. Simple, to the point, but effective. Commentary then ran down the rest of the card for Bastion Berlin as we went to our main event that was just shy of 11 minutes. It was a street fight between Nia Jax and Michin. At one point, Michael Cole did call Mia Yim former TNA Knockouts Women's Champion. Michin cut a promo walking in from the backstage area to the gorilla position to the ring. She had a kendo stick in hand, threw it in a trash can inside of a shopping cart, and walked it down to the ring. She said after this match, nobody will forget who she is. From there, Michin's music hit, and the camera followed her through the curtain, where she walked out with a shopping cart and weapons. Michin started with a kendo stick shot, and commentary was like, interesting. Nia didn't think she needed a weapon to start this match off, and she really didn't. Michin got her stick back after Nia took it from her and hit her once or twice, but Michin hit an awkward draping head scissors kind of move-ish thing. Whatever it was, Michin earned a 2 count off of it. Michin then reached under the ring and grabbed a table, much to the adulation of the crowd, I guess you would say. Jax responded by hitting Michin with a kendo stick and then pushed the table back underneath the ring. Crowd didn't like that. Michin then fought back, went back under the ring to re-grab the table, again, much to the intense delight of the crowd. The show then went to its final commercial break of the night as Michin had the table in her hands. The show then came back and Michin was beating the hell out of Nia with a kendo stick. Jax then fought back and slammed Michin on the ring apron. Jax then set up the table Michin had grabbed earlier on. Jax then went to grab Michin, but Michin had a fire extinguisher and sprayed Jax in the face with it. Michin hit Jax with trash can lids before landing a tornado DDT on Jax. Michin then set up another table and grabbed a trash can from under the ring and threw it into the ring. Jax eventually got up and attacked Michin with a chair. Jax put Michin on the table, and Michin got off the table and powerbombed Jax through it. From there, we hear, it's Tiffy time, and Tiffany runs out with her Money in the Bank briefcases in hand. Michin would get up with Nia Jax laying in the middle of the ring, and Tiffany would hit her with the briefcase, knocking her down. Tiffany then looked at the referee, and the ref's like, what are you doing? You want to cash in? And then she kind of looks down at Nia, looks back up at the ref, looks at the briefcase, looks down at Nia, and Nia's laying there and just goes, what are you doing? And the look Nia had on her face was so awesome. It was more like a, girl, what the fuck you up to? Don't do it. And then Bailey's music would play as Tiffany got very confused. Like, not, she didn't know what she was doing, confused, more like, oh crap, no, I can't cash this. And she backs herself into the corner, and out comes Bayley. Bayley running down to the ring like a house of fire, goes straight after Stratton. She knocks Stratton out of the ring. They then fight over the timekeeper's area into the crowd. They disappear. Jax and Michin were back in the ring fighting it out. And Michin kicked Jax until Jax Samoan dropped her through the table. After that, Jax hit her finisher, complete with a trash can on Michin to pick up the victory. Man, that didn't look like it felt good. That had to hurt Michin. So after the match, Jax kept beating up Michin with weapons. Jax then looked angry and held her title up as the show went off the air. Overall, a good show. Super easy to watch, I will say that. Flowed very well, seemed very quick, and yeah, good episode of SmackDown going into tomorrow's show. But here's my one gripe with some of these go-home shows by WWE now. Because we're having such small cards, like these 5-match cards for the pay-per-view, the premium live events, there's not much they have to build up on shows, especially when you have Raw matches and SmackDown matches. And this card here, and let me just pull it back up really fast, Bash in Berlin, it is 1, 2, 3 SmackDown matches and 2 Raw matches. So it's like on a 2-hour SmackDown, you only have to build up 2 matches for the pay-per-view. On a 3-hour Raw, or 3 matches for the pay-per-view. But on a 3-hour Raw, you only have to build up 3 matches for the pay-per-view. 2 matches for the pay-per-view. I got it mixed up. And so it's like you have all this other stuff that you're building up to the future, whether that is to a potential future premium live event match or just a future Raw or SmackDown match. It kind of, I wouldn't say hurts the build, but it makes these shows less of a go home and more of just a, oh, hey, this is just a regular Raw. This is just a regular SmackDown. By the way, there's a pay-per-view this weekend. So that's just my opinion, that because there's so little matches from each brand now, 2 or 3, that's it. You have to have more stuff to fill these shows. And then in turn, you're doing things that are going to either A, build towards the future, or B, make people forget, oh crap, there's a pay-per-view this weekend, because that main event that went almost 11 minutes had nothing to do with the pay-per-view. We actually had, and let me go back into my notes here, other than the little 2-minute hype video for the women's tag title match and then them running down the card for another 90 seconds, we barely had anything in that second hour about the pay-per-view. So, just a thought. Overall, though, really good SmackDown. A really good SmackDown. With that, let me get the poll here on Twitch. What did you think of SmackDown? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. The poll is live if you're watching on Twitch. And let's go check the other polls as well. Refresh. Refresh and refresh. As far as the Threads poll does go, everybody that voted liked the show. As far as the Twitter X poll does go, 84% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right. Nobody disliked SmackDown. As far as the YouTube community poll, 75% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 5% didn't like it. Where it says, whoa, Cody Rhodes will retain a Bash from Berlin. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's an easy prediction. First says, I liked it. The person called it a dud, and this person says pretty lame. Everyone's to their own opinion. I will always say that. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, unless it's one of those, I just didn't watch. It ain't AEW, so I'm not watching. AEW is always better. When you could tell that they're tribalism or just didn't even watch the show, then your opinion doesn't matter. But when you're like, I didn't like it, it wasn't for me, that's a different story. And then as far as the live poll does go, 66% liked the show, 21% thought it was just all right, and 14% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Now, in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to be live, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. I'm going to try and stream the Black Ops 6, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. I say try because I've tried to stream Call of Duty before and my computer can't really handle Call of Duty and streaming at the same time. So we're going to try. And if for some reason it just chugs too much and doesn't want to work properly, they'll switch over to Fortnite. But in the next 30 minutes or so, I should be live over there. Again, that's twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. Hopefully playing some of that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer beta. So have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Bash in Berlin. Remember, show starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific.